supposed to. What about now? Can you hear me now? Let me know if you can hear me now. It's on. Everything is plugged in. Let me see. This thing gets me every time. Let's see. Let me see. What about now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Let me know if you can hear me. What about now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Okay, I put it on communications there. And girl, I don't never know what I be done did. I just be doing stuff so fast, but you can't hear me now. Oh. What about now? Just give me a thumbs up or something. Because I can't hear. Okay, I put it on communications there. Okay, can you hear me now? And girl, I don't never know what I be done did. I just be doing stuff so fast, but you can't hear me now. Oh. Okay, I hear me. What about now? It's just behind. Just give me a thumbs up. Okay, something. Great. Lord. Okay, I had to go to my phone. Okay, can you hear me now? Nah, let me turn that on mute. I'll just leave that on there so I can see comments better too if I need to. I was like, what in the world did I do? Let me turn that down, yeah. I was like, Lord, what in the world did I do? Like, oh my goodness, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh, and I also want to let you know your book is coming. I was supposed to get it in the mail yesterday, but I didn't. And today is raining hard here, but it's supposed to stop around lunchtime. So I'm gonna try to get to the post office today and get it mailed out to you. Actually, I have two that I gotta mail out, so I'm gonna try to get those in the mail today because you know how we have the snail mail today. You know how the snail mail is going on, and we're like, okay, come on, mail, like. This was sent off, or I ordered this, or they said they were gonna send this to me, and I didn't get it in like 2 or 3 weeks. But yeah, everything's going okay today. Just like I said, just dealing with the aches and pains of that accident. It's like sometimes I think in my head that it was minor in some instances. Then my body is telling the story. Oh yeah, it's raining there too. Yeah, yeah, because now you're back home now, or yeah. Okay, thank you. Yeah. You said it's raining there too. I don't know if you were back home yet or not, but yeah. And my mom was like, "It's 100% chance of rain today, tomorrow." Well, it's just what she said yesterday, and she was like, "It's gonna rain all day." And I was like, "Oh Lord, that means my dog. It's gonna be hard for him because he don't like the rain. He's getting older. Comfort's getting older, so he doesn't like the rain." And then so I had to literally force him to go out to use the bathroom. Yeah, we don't have like a carport or anything. And so, but once it stops raining, I'm gonna take him out for a second, and then I'm gonna try to get to the post office before I pick up the grandkids from school, because get in that car line and everything. Yeah, but so that's my day to day, doing that, and probably work on some writing if I find the time. If I find the time, I'll try to find the time to do that. You said it moved you in ways you don't know. Right, exactly. It did. And it's like, because he hit me on the passenger side, so the right side of my car. But most of my pain at first was on the left side of my body. And I'm like, how does that work? I guess because it pushed me into, and that's how it ended up doing that for me. So I'm just like, Lord, just help me to get through this. And there's just so much going on, in my family, just all kind of things with my children, I'm praying, because actually me and my two daughters were both in car accidents within less than a 2 weeks span. Okay, you got to pick your granddaughter up this afternoon too. Yeah, I understand. Those car lines are like, oh my goodness. Right. I'm like, Lord, but we get in them, so go early, so it won't be in the line too long. Well, we used to go real early and try to get in front of the line, but I was like, no, we'll just take it out at like 2:30, so we'll go at like about 2:00 and just try to, get in the line so that they can, go ahead and hurry up and get them and everything. Yes, Lord, help. Yes, I'm looking at your chats in the my phone still is coming up faster there. But yes, thank you so much for your prayers. I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. Because it's like everything is just coming at us, in a sense, almost feels like a spiritual attack, if you will. Like I said, my first daughter, my oldest daughter, she was in a car accident that Wednesday or Thursday. Yeah, that Tuesday or Wednesday. And then 2 days later, that Friday, I was in one. And then now, my youngest daughter has been in one. And a whole lot of stuff goes along with those accidents and all kind of stuff and legal stuff and everything. And I'm just like, Lord, okay, I'm praying and just asking them for strength. Just asking them for strength, to keep me going, and that brings me back to the scripture that I came across, Psalm 46:5. It says that God is within her, she will not fall. God is within her, she will not fall. That is Psalms 46:5. I'll put that in the chat. Psalm 46:5. For anybody that catches the replay. Psalm 46:5. But yeah, that's really blessing me this morning to even, read it, to see it, because it just reminds me that God is within me, whatever I'm going through, whatever's going on, whatever's happening to my body, physically, mentally, emotionally, that He's here with me. And, He wants to remind you all that too, that whatever's going on with you, He's right there with you. He's within you. So, God is love, God is us, he's within us. So you just got to remember that, as you're going through different things with, stress, and stress can be, work related, family related, all the relateds, but just remember that, God is within you and you're not going to fail. And I'm speaking to myself as well. God is within me and I'm not going to fail, so we have to release the weight of yesterday. We have to release the weight of yesterday. And that's what I'm focusing on. I'm focusing on releasing the weight of yesterday. I'm actually in a 3-day fasting right now. And I was invited to join. I was invited to join it with a dear friend of mine. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. I prayed about it. And it was like, it really honestly wasn't a long thought process, like, Lord, it's like He was saying, yes, Deborah, it's time. This is time. This is what you need, because like I said, with everything going on, Lord, show me, if there's any error in my ways, show me if there's, for the people who, are around me, help me to, be better so that they can be better, because it all works together, we are a village, we are a family, it all works together, there's no one person that can take the blame, or no one person saying, calling shots, and no, you did this, you did that. It's bigger than that, So I just pray and ask Him to just, open up my heart, open up my eyes, my mind, just to show me, Lord, if there's anything that I'm doing wrong, let me know so that I can correct it, and just give me strength to get through all of this stuff that was going on, because it's just a lot. It's a lot. And I just like, we can't do it all. We can't do it all on our own. We cannot do it all on our own. And so that's what I ask Him to just continue to do for me, to continue to guide me and strengthen me. And like I said, this is day 2. And we're reading different scriptures, of course, in that group as well. And I'm just taking it one day at a time. Just taking it one day at a time. That's really all that we can do. Just take it one day at a time, right? I can't say that I'm not where I used to be, right? Not where I used to be, I'm continuing to push forward, just to grow and learn, just ask the Lord to just continue to direct my steps, order my steps, Lord, in your will. That's one of those old songs, order my steps in your word. And that's what I constantly pray, is just ask Him to order my steps. Order my steps. If I'm going the wrong way, snatch me back up and tell me, no, don't go that way. Let me know. Just like we have to, rear our children, discipline our children. And I admit I wasn't a big disciplinarian, or I wasn't a hard disciplinarian with my children. My ex-husband, he did most of the disciplining in them, but I did talk with them, and I did, I was their listening ear on their soundboard, and I was there for them. But let's say you train a child and you teach them in the way that they should go, and that's all what I've always tried to do is train my children in the way that the Lord would have them to go. I had them in church in the beginning, since pregnancy, really, honestly, and birth. They've been going to church, since the beginning. My back gets a little stiff, and I just pray that the Lord will continue to protect them and cover them and bless them. And they still go to church now. One's going to a different church with some friends of hers. And I pray. I have not been to the church before, but I know of the church. It's a large church here in this area. And I pray that the Lord sent her there and that He'll continue to cover her. And if not, that He will, remove her from that place and bring her to the church that she needs to be. And of course, I know church is not just a building, of course, it's within us. And I just pray that just God just touch us all, just touch her, touch my children, my son as well, and just to continue to guide us and to lead us on this journey that we're on, right? Because we're all on a journey. And feel free, you all, to chime in, because we are all on this journey together. It's not just a one person thing, or my sorrow and pain is worse than yours, or none of that stuff. None of that is here. Feel free to be comfortable and talk about what. Oh yeah, my back's getting stiff. And I'm also, during the fast, I'm trusting the Lord and I'm abstaining from the medicine as well, the pain medicine and the muscle relaxer, because I can actually eat fresh raw fruits and vegetables after 6 p.m. and before 6 a.m. the next day. So at 6 p.m. I will, or at least 7, something like that at night, I'll take some more pain medicine so it'll last me through the night. But I know God is a healer and He's gonna get me through this. I do have my first chiropractic appointment coming up next, this week, Thursday. Yes, Thursday. So I know that'll bring some relief as well. Prayerfully it will. But I'm just praying that, like I said, still trusting and praying that the Lord just continues to guide me and lead me in the direction that He will have me to go. And I thank Him for all my community on here. And you all are the best, even if you catch this in the replay. And Echo, I thank you so much as well. You all you're my community, and because when I started out this, YouTube, and because I have a couple of old hair channels when I used to do hair. I used to do my girls' hair and braid their hair and stuff. I used to would just post. I didn't know too much about it back then. This was back in the early 2000s, like probably, yeah, mid 2000. They were middle school, yeah. And I would take pictures of me doing their hair and their friends' hair and stuff like that, or doing my hair, and I would put those on there. And now when we go back and when I started really working on this channel and started looking back through, I'm like, where are those old videos? I was like, oh yeah, you created a whole new channel, And I look back on there and those videos, and thank you so much, Echo. And I was looking back, I was like, wow. And my daughter was like, ew, mama, look at these pictures. Like, look at me, looking at themselves. Because, they're in their 20s now, mid-20s, late 20s. And they're like, oh my God, look at me. Like, what? You're cute. Your hair was looking cute, everything. So, yeah. But yeah, I'm just drinking on my water. And like I said, back with the fast, I'm just drinking my water and praying, of course, and reading the scriptures that go along with the program. It's an actual program. It's called Covered by God. It's actually on YouTube as well. If you want to look them up, it's called Covered by God. It's a corporate fast, is what they call it. But yeah, I'm going through it and I'm praying and trusting, and I know the Lord's gonna, open my eyes, heart, mind to whatever it is that I need to see, and I trust Him in that. That He's gonna do that for me and make a way, and show me the way that He will want me to go, or if I am continuing to be on the right path, that He'll let me know that too. Sometimes you need a little nudge. They're like, okay, God, am I doing the right thing? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? And that's how it happens sometimes. You're just like, okay, well, let me see. Excuse me. And that's what I do. I just, have Him to just lead my life, And of course, we all make different sacrifices in our lives. Like my parents, they making sacrifices. We're all here in their home, which they've opened up their home to me and my family since I had a family, whether we move or come back, and that's what family does, and now, like I say, with my mom, and her back and everything. So I do a lot around the house to help out and everything like that. I wouldn't have it any other way. Right, exactly. That's what family does. And so, I tell my mom, like, it's okay, you're my mom. I'm not going to, just leave you high and dry. I mean, yeah, sometimes it gets frustrating, because I don't work a regular job. I do this. Of course, I sell my books, and from time to time, I do work at home jobs. But right now, I need something flexible. I need flexibility, and so I'm looking for some more of those. But I haven't narrowed down to the right one for me, because even with my daughter's accident and other stuff, my oldest daughter, so I'm her transportation back and forth to work as well, and the kids too. So. But again, I just say I pray and ask God to, if there's something else that He wants me to do, then to go ahead and, let me do that. Show me what it is He wants me to do. So yeah, so I'm just doing that and just continuing to walk in my path and, go how the Lord leads me. And that's really what I do every day. I just, I don't set any particular plans or whatever. Of course, yeah, we have appointments and schedules and things like that, of course, but I just go by with what He wants me to do. He says sometimes God leads us in different places to get on the right and to get on the path that He wants us to go. Exactly, Echo. That's what He does, and that's what I'm doing. I'm just letting Him guide me because, like I said from, my book of Rose Wrapped in Thorns, I had actually moved away with that young man, and change my apartment. Right, you're trying to obey your Lord, right? Exactly. And we have to try our best, and your intention is important. It matters. It does matter, because we're all human. We have this decision, that decision, that thought, that everything on our minds, and it's not always easy to know which one is the right one. What am I doing, Lord? What am I supposed to be doing? Am I helping these people? Am I hindering these people? You just don't know all the time. So you just have to pray and just, ask Him, just search my heart. Search my heart, Lord. You know me. You know the ins and outs of me. You created me, right? So I just ask Him to just search my heart and just, help me to be the daughter that He wants me to be. Help me to be the daughter that He wants me to be. Because, again, like that scripture says, He is within me, right? He is within us all. It says God is within her. She will not fall. And that's really sticking to me right now. Another one of my favorite scriptures is Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And this here, He led me to another one now, just reminding me that He's within me. And I'm not going to fall no matter what. God is with me. As long as I trust Him, that everything is going to be all right. The road might not be easy all the time. It might, bump around a little bit, be bumpy. But all in all, God is with me through it. I'm not going through it alone. I'm not going through it by myself. He's right here with me. And so I trust Him, and, is that fly or something? I don't know. But I trust Him, and to just guide me and lead me into the direction that He would have me to go. That's what I do. I just trust Him and ask Him to just lead me and guide me every day. When I say my prayers at night, I just say, Lord, just watch over my family, my friends, and just, my parents. Just guide me. Just tell me the way that You would have me to go, Lord. Help me to forgive those who have harmed me, because that's a big thing. And then I think a lot of people also too get confused with forgiving and forgetting, because the Lord, He forgives us, but I know He erases our transgressions once we repent, right? Because He doesn't just erase them just to erase them. Once we repent, He forgives us and He erases those transgressions. But when we're talking about us down here on earth and forgiving people, we don't know. We have to just trust Him in that, because we don't know if they've truly repented, or if they've seen the error of their ways. But all in all, it's not even up to us to decide that. We just gotta leave that in God's hands and just, forgive. Just leave that in God's hands and just forgive and just, let Him handle it. When your enemies, come against you, let God handle it. And I'm not saying let people just walk all over you, but let God handle it because He's the ultimate fighter. He's in battle for us every day, all day. But you just gotta trust Him. I used to say, oh, there's a meme out there, about being the Lord's strongest soldier, and then they're like, okay, Lord, I'm not the strongest soldier anymore. I can't take this, Like, no, I'm not that one. I don't want that job. But no, I'm not his strongest soldier. And I used to always call myself, superwoman, and super mom, all that, super wife, all the things. No, that's not me. If anything, I'm trying to be super daughter, but none of us are super. None super meaning perfect. None of us are perfect. None of us are perfect. He's perfect. And of course, we're striving to be like him, but none of us are perfect. So let that sink in with you all today as you continue out through your day. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to hold on to yesterday. Just give it to Him. Give it to the Lord. You don't have to hold on to it. And you do have to protect yourself and your boundaries and your thoughts. So just keep that with you as you go through the day. Remind yourself that you don't have to go through any of that. So just continue to stay focused today. And if you will, what's one thing if you can think of that you're walking toward? If there's anything that you're walking toward this day, this week, this month, just feel free to leave it in the chat, leave it in the comments. I would love to know. But I'm gonna go ahead and hop on off of here. And I thank you so much for staying in here with me, Sister Echo. And I do really appreciate it. And I'm gonna come back on here more. I know I say it all the time and I let life get me down, but I'm gonna come back on here more. Not just for a book event or something like that. I'm gonna come back on here more. But again, thank you so much for staying in here with me and hanging out with me. And I'm going to go ahead and let you go because I know I'm sure you have a busy day today as well, too. But again, thank you all so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe to my channel for more content, more, healing centered content. I may share a little poetry on here, just all kinds of things, of course. So again, continue to be you, continue to heal, continue to grow, and stay on your journey. And I'll talk to you guys again soon. Bye-bye.